Hey, I'm Andrew Farquhar, founder of Liberty Digital, and you're listening to the Snackable Marketing Podcast, where I give you compact but highly actionable and valuable tips that you can use right away to improve your business online. So thanks for listening, and in this episode, I'll be discussing the importance of having a strategy with clearly defined goals for your website. So just by doing these two things, you're going to be giving yourself a huge advantage. So let's get to it. So defining your goals. What are your business goals for your website? What do you want people to do when they get there? It's probably going to be converting into a customer or at least a lead, but you need to define that and know what it is so that you can move forward. Once you have your business goals for your website defined, then it's time to define exactly who your target audience is going to be. So you're going to want to think about your ideal customer or client, the one that you absolutely love and would love to clone if you could. And who is that person? What are they like? What's their age? What's their gender? Where in the world do they live? What language do they speak? Time zone are they in? Where are they online? Because you'll want to be there too to engage with them. You might end up having different personas for different kinds of ideal clients. So let's say that you're a Mexican restaurant owner and your two main clients that you want to target with your website are middle income families and business owners that are local to your store. So you would want to define both of those separately so that you can use those personas to build a strategy around for your website and for your online marketing in general. So once you have your goals defined, you're going to need to prioritize those in some kind of hierarchy so that you can then apply them to your website and each individual page. So for the home page, for instance, you'll want to have the top of it. That's going to be the most important because it will be seen the most. Further down the page, less people will see it. At the top, make sure what your business does is immediately clear and obvious. And then take each priority and start putting them down the page. An easy way to do this is to take pieces of paper, maybe more than one, stack them if you need to, and then start cutting them up, drawing lines across them and making rows, maybe 6 inches or 6 inches tall for each row. And then inside each row, start putting elements like pictures, copy, call to actions, but make sure each element has a specific purpose and that it's working towards fulfilling a specific goal, whatever the goal for that row is. And once you're finished with outlining your goals and adding elements to each row on your page, then what you're left with is a wireframe of that web page. Then all you have to do is either make that yourself or give it to your web developer and have them make it for you. So then taking that idea of breaking down a page into rows with individual elements and their associated goals, you can then take a more macro approach and look at that for your whole website and your web pages for that site. So they would have the same thing. What kind of pages do you need to fulfill the goals of your website? So you might only want to have a few pages to fulfill your goals, or you might need to have hundreds of pages, depending on what your goals are. So at this point, you'll have a hierarchy of the pages for your website, and for each page, you'll have wireframes set up and created with elements in them that you can then hand off to your web developer. You'll also have all of your goals mapped out visually for your website. All this adds up to a clearly defined roadmap for you to move forward with, which your visitors will love because everything will be laid out logically for them. So just by completing this step, you'll have a huge advantage moving forward against your competition. This is the biggest problem for most people is that they dive forward into making a website, but they don't have any clear ideas of what the website is supposed to achieve. Now that you have your website planned out and with different elements and rows and a hierarchy for your pages, it's time to start populating those with content. And in the next episode, I'll be discussing the importance of visuals, such as pictures, videos, infographics, icons, and how important they are to your website. They're critical. So the next one will be a great episode, and I hope you join me for that. And thanks again for listening.